In this video, I'm going to show the importance of sub-niching down. The very first few books we actually look into, they're in a sub-niche, but they're in like an adult parody book niche. Now, this is a niche that's doing particularly well, selling lots of books, but you've got to be very, very careful if you do happen to go into a niche like that, because you may not be able to use Amazon ads for adult content. But you'll see as I go through these books, there are some that some people obviously would find quite funny, others might find offensive, so therefore you've just got to be very, very careful on the books that you publish. However, there will be some other books as we do go through our niche research that you can actually see the importance of sub-niching down, because if you focus too much on the competitive niches, it's going to be so much harder for you to rank with your keywords and also have a cheaper cost per click with your Amazon ads. So there's a few different things you need to take care of with that. So let's get into the video right now and let's have a look across a number of different niches and find out if there are some profitable ones in there that are making some good money. So the first thing, as usual, is I'm ensuring that I'm in incognito mode, and I've also got KD Spy that I'm ready to use for my niche research. Now, one of the areas that I really haven't looked into much before until I started looking into creating this video was the humor and entertainment area of the book categories for Amazon. If you go to humor and entertainment, then you've got your other areas you can look at here. So this book here, number 4, it's making nearly $500,000 in book revenue per month. If you were to look at that book there, I haven't really looked into it much before. It's probably by a famous author, but $500,000 is a lot of money. Now, if we go to the sub niche, which is humor, then you can start to look down here. If you were to go to say parodies, you can actually start to see some of the books that are probably pushing the boundaries. I wouldn't recommend you probably publish some of these books because they can be very, very sensitive. You've got to be very, very careful with how you publish those books, because you might get yourself into a position where you can't advertise those books because they're adult-only content. Even though they're on Amazon, there are some books that you really shouldn't publish because it makes it so much difficult, so much harder to get reviews and to also use Amazon ads. But what I'd recommend that you do is to have a look through these different topics for humor, because you might find that there are some books within this area that you actually can create. If you look at this one right here, this is in the Kindle store, but I Love Memes. It's ranked at 16,300 in the Kindle store. Very, very simple book cover. There's another one here, Comedy Memes, at 18,000. So have a look at those. There are some, again, that are just probably pushing the limit when it comes to humor. So just have a look through the humor section and see if there's any books within that area, because it does make a lot of money. But I'm going to skip back to the category section and go to a new one and show you some books in there I think that are doing particularly well right now. The last one I wanted to show you was an interesting one. So if you go to the main categories of books and you go to engineering and transportation, then you go to automotive, then you can also see this book here, the driving book, Everything New Drivers Need to Know. So we can click on that, and then that will give you another sub-niche, which is in driver's education. So we can click on that one, and this will show you the different books as part of driving for teens. So if we go and use KD Spy for this one, you can see that the competition is very, very good. The average sales rank is 36,000. This is across the whole category, of course. And if we were to get through, like, rid of the, actually what we'll do, go there and get rid of the bottom 3, it's actually an average sales rank of 23,000. But if we look at the driving book, Everything New Drivers Need to Know, it's actually making $9,352 in revenue per month. But we can actually have a look down here further and see some of the A+ content, and you can also see some of the reviews. So you can look inside the book. That one's a damaged book, but you can see some of the reviews and information here. So that's an unusual niche that you could potentially look into. if we go back to driver's education, you'll see that the second popular book is the driving book for teens as well. So we've got one from Karen and one from Maureen. And if we look at this one here, this might also give us some information which could be useful. So you could have a look through this information. This one's actually got the sample, so we can have a look through this one. Scroll down, the driving book for teens, the contents about rules of the road, preparing for the winter test, preparing for the road test. Then you can have a look and you can see how they've actually split this up. So there's some information here which you could create. Looking at a book like this, it will take a bit of time, but that's the separation point between someone that's prepared to do a lot more work than others. So have a look through all of that. And then if we go back to the category again, we can see that there's other ones for driving handbooks. We can have a look down here, new driver's guide to things not to crash into. So that's actually ranked, probably I think it's be probably 50,000. Let's have a look. And no, it doesn't seem to be coming up. That's okay. But it's worthwhile when you're doing your niche research to start to really niche down. You can probably see that no one would probably ever go into driver's education. Racing is going to be another very, very popular area. You could create children's books with, say, 1, 2, 3 count with car parts. So that's ranked at 12,755. So I would recommend that you really try and niche down with the books that you're searching for. This one, vehicle maintenance logbook at 9,000, 100 modified cars, 6,000. Look, you could spend hours looking through, but I wanted to identify the different sub niches that you can keep scrolling down to. So repair and maintenance has another 7 or 8 different sub niches after that. So that's a really good indication of how many sub niches there are and why it's important to keep on doing that and don't just get stuck in the highly competitive niches when you're doing your niche research. Well, I hope this video shows you the importance of sub-niching down. You can go to the main categories to begin with, then have a look at the different sub-niches, then go into one of those sub-niches and then even choose another category after that. So you can look at the books that are doing particularly well, scroll down, have a look at the 3 different categories that they're currently ranking in, and then even go into one of those and go further down again. It's one of those things that if you can actually find a sub-niche below even a sub-niche again, you'll actually find that by doing that, you're cornering a very, very small piece of the market, but it could be worth a lot of money. If you try and be too broad, then it's going to be challenging for you to rank with those keywords and to also create Amazon ads that are going to be financially available to you. Having a budget that might be quite small will be challenging if you're trying to go to these big, so self-help niches and creating a journal about being or finding your inner child for self-help. So those niches are very, very competitive, but you can see that if you sub-niche down, there's going to be more of an opportunity for you to create great books and to sell more books. So I hope this video has helped you. Remember, if you want any more information about self-publishing, to go to my website, globalselfpublishing.com, and there's also other courses you can look at about mastering niche research on my website too. So anyway, hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in my next video. If you'd like to learn more about self-publishing, just make sure you visit my website, globalselfpublishing.com, and on this website you'll find a ton of free resources. So if you scroll down on the first page, you'll see an introduction to the website. You'll also get to see some of the courses and content that I've created for you. If you go all the way up to the top here, you can actually also go to the different resources that you can download for free. So here's a number of resources that you can see straight away. Also, if you go to self-publishing courses, you can see that I've also got my premium self-publishing course on publishing children's book. I've also got free access to my 2-hour KDP fast track course. Take a look at the preview for that, and then further down you'll see the other courses that are available, plus a sign up if you want to access all those courses for just $19 per month. And then finally, I've got software and tools. This provides an outline of the tools that I use for my publishing, and it's a great opportunity to see what I use. I don't use a lot of software programs, but the ones that I do use are the ones that have helped me significantly to elevate my publishing for the last 5 years. So thanks again. Remember to visit globalselfpublishing.com, and all the resources that you need are just in one place.